we have now many big challenges. I mean, last year and this year, and then Hangzhou Summit is a very important, seizing opportunities for all of us to address these challenges and these difficulties.
So I think that China is going to have a very successful G20 presidency, and I expect that it's going to be quite transformational from a historical perspective. China has a very special role since it's a developing country that has been growing very fast, with a lot of experience. So it can do a lot in terms of building a bridge between what has been done by other countries, what it has been doing, what other countries need to do. It can also do a lot to try to broker and exchange information about this, and it can also be a catalyst for some of the reforms that have to be done to the system. So I have very high expectations, and I think it's going to be very successful.
I'm very optimistic about the 2016 G20 Summit because we have, China is putting a lot of energy and effort into it. China has a record of leading great summits and being able to organize in a very big way. But also, if you have the commitment of the top leadership, that means that it's not just run as a technical summit, but that there will be a lot of political credit put on the line. There will be a lot of effort to use bilateral meetings to prepare the meeting throughout the year to get to some outcomes. So I'm hopeful and positive that this will be a G20 that will be more memorable than many recent G20s.
I'm looking very much forward to the outcomes of the Hangzhou Summit. I follow the think tank 20 and G20 meetings, which has been done since last year, and I could observe that very high integrity of and tremendous efforts by the Chinese presidency. And then I think that now the Hangzhou Summit is a very good chance to pronounce the outcomes. And then and also we have now many big challenges last year and this year. And then Hangzhou Summit is a very important seizing opportunities for all of us to address these challenges and these difficulties. And I really hope that the Hangzhou Summit pronounce the kind of the blueprint for the world economy to go in 5 years, in 10 years, in 30 years, and even in 50 years.
Well, like everybody else, we're expecting a lot from the summit, and we are expecting quite a lot from China because China is a very important developing country. And the G20, by its nature, is supposed to be a group of both developing and developed countries, right? And we are hoping that China will be able to introduce and input the problems of developing countries, the kinds of international reforms that developing countries need in the international economy.
I do pay more attention to that precisely because China is the host. And they have shown that to the world. Lifting 600, 700 million people out of poverty over a period of a decade or more is something that the world has not seen. And so they have that credibility that they've created. Secondly, the initiation of the Road and Belt Project has actually been the greatest boon to the developing sector world and has created a tremendous sense of optimism. So there's a lot of optimism with regard to that and a lot of hope being placed in the G20 summit. And the hope is based on a good program pushing for innovation.